Scroll Toyota, leading the way every day. Atkins Scroll Toyota, symbols of trust.
Hafidan, good morning, Senators. My name is Monique Baza, and I'm a member of the Random Women's Rally.
It was the courage of this woman, Monique Baza, who arguably sparked the renewed debate over crime and punishment at the legislature. She was the victim in last year's notorious Crown Bakery abduction and sexual assault, and in April of this year, she came forward publicly to declare her frustration with the island's criminal justice system. Backed by a group called ROAR, the Random Women's Rally is demanding tougher sentencing and a crackdown on crime, which has too often targeted women.
Today, Senators, when you go back to your meeting rooms or your offices, think of your families, your friends, your community. Think about the victims who live in fear every day because their perpetrators are constantly roaming our streets because of ridiculous plea bargains, bail amounts not being reviewed, or their cases taking too long to get resolved. Get together with your fellow branch of government and challenge them to remember their oath to the island, our state, and our people. Victims deserve justice.
ROAR testified in support of the Two Strikes and You're Out bill, Bill 107, introduced by Senator Brad McCready, a measure which would require life in prison for anyone convicted of a violent felony for a second time.
These criminals are not stupid. They know the laws and how to get around them. This is the reason why punishments for violent crimes should be great from the first offense. The minimum for convictions of the first degree after the first offense is 5 years. Looking at the track record of my perpetrator, he had never served even this amount of time for any of his crimes.
But are mandatory sentences requiring more time in prison for violent offenders the solution to the problem?
And I'm an attorney at Public Defender Service Corporation, and I'm here for my position and to voice my position, and I thank the others for their feedback. But generally, we would oppose anything that takes away judicial discretion from the judges.
The island's legal community made clear their opposition to any measure that would tie the hands of judges requiring mandatory sentences.
Throwing 100 little fish in jail in the hopes that it'll prevent one shark from biting somebody is the wrong answer. And I can't believe that we've looked at the finances of it. Each one of these life sentences is going to cost upward of $1 million. The estimate I hear is $100 a day per criminal. I was at the Agania holding facility the other day, and they're at about 220% capacity. People are jammed into cells like you'd expect in India or Burma.
How much is a human life worth? You know, we talk about economics. We talk about being backed up into an economic corner. We talk about the victim having more, the perpetrator having more rights than the victim. So how much is it worth to a victim? And what is the economic impact to him or her when they get offended by a repeat offender because the system failed?
The drugs lead to numerous crimes. We all know that. They lead to purse snatchings, they lead to burglaries, they need to break into cars, they need the beatings and violence with their own family. People are high and they get into a fight with their wife. There's no money, they fight. Put more money into trying to help people, not trying to put people in jail. We have so many people now who can't get jobs on this island because they have felony convictions.
I know there are victims who are disgruntled, but every single one of these cases is different. And if you go sailing into this thicket with a meat cleaver, yeah, you'll take out a few big criminals, but you're going to put a lot of very small people in prison at enormous cost.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.